The future of the branch is not about survival. It's about transformation. The execution gap is the leadership decision, not a technology problem. Arizona Financial made that decision. Bank of America made that decision. The question is whether you have. When Bank of America opens a new branch, digital sales in that market jump by 50%. Not 5%, 50%. Now you might be thinking, that's Bank of America. They have the resources most institutions will never see. That's not my world. But here's what our research shows. Institutions of every size, community banks, regional banks, credit unions, are all reaching the same conclusion. The branch is not a legacy cost to manage down. It's a growth engine if you build it to earn its place. That is exactly why I'm standing here today in front of Arizona Financial Credit Union, a $3.8 billion institution serving more than 170,000 members. They acquired this location from a top 5 bank and converted it into something the industry should pay close attention to. I started my career inside a branch network nearly 5 decades ago, and I've been watching this debate play out through every wave of technology that was supposed to make the branch obsolete. Today, I want to show you what a branch actually looks like when it's built for what comes next. But to understand where branches are going, you kind of need to understand where they came from and why Americans still rely on them in a way that surprises the rest of the world. If you walked into an American branch in the 1970s, it looked nothing like what you see today. Teller lines stretching all the way across the lobby, velvet ropes weaving back and forth. On a Friday afternoon, the line ran right outside the door. Branches were not designed for conversation. They were designed to process transactions at high volume as fast as possible. Then direct deposit arrived, and millions of Americans no longer needed to come in every week just to deposit a paycheck or cash a paycheck. The lines disappeared, and something unexpected filled that space. Financial questions became financial discussions, and the branch slowly evolved from a branch transaction factory into a place where financial trust was built, slowly, over time. That shift began more than 40 years ago, and it explains why Americans still rely on branches far more than consumers anywhere else in the world. Now, here's something worth acknowledging directly. I co-authored a chapter in Brett King's book, Branch Tomorrow. Brett is certainly one of the most respected voices on the future of financial services anywhere in the world. His knowledge of global banking markets is unmatched, and his argument is that the cost of maintaining a branch is a weight that will drag institutions down, while digital-first competitors carry none of it. It's not wrong. In a market that never built a legacy branch ecosystem, he is exactly right. These consumers went straight from unbanked to mobile. No transition, no nostalgia, and the branch was never part of the equation. But I believe there's a middle ground, especially in the United States, because the United States is fundamentally different. Communities where the branch is the most visible sign of institutional commitment. Small businesses that still close loans face-to-face. Members navigating financial decisions that carry real stakes and real anxiety. Declarations of the branch demise confuse the need for adaptation with preparing for extinction. These are not the same thing. The full data behind everything I'm sharing today is available in the 2026 Digital Banking Report about branches in the future. Download this link below. So what does the next stage actually look like? Right here. Look what Arizona Financial built here. No teller line, no velvet rope, no row of windows separating the staff from members. Open spaces designed for conversations. Technology that actually works quietly in the background while people focus on the discussions that matter. This branch was not built for members who are not yet ready for digital. That framing has an expiration date. I was able to speak to the president and CEO of Arizona Financial about it and how they think about their branch strategy. She was direct about the intent. The branch was designed to support the digital experience outside the branch, to be a billboard without impacting negatively the community, a place built for engagement and unique experiences, not transactions. And it was built for the members whose financial lives are complex enough that a digital channel alone is not sufficient. First-generation homebuyers, small business owners, members navigating solutions and decisions that carry real consequences. These members exist at every income level, at every age, and they are not going away. Amazingly, the branch even includes a golf simulator, which I have to say is a significant upgrade from velvet ropes and teller tickets. But touches like this reinforce something important. A branch like this generates word-of-mouth marketing in a community where the financial institutions appear on every corner, every 100 yards. Branches are increasingly designed as places where members feel comfortable spending their time. The most modern branches are no longer transaction factories. It's a place where relationships are built. In a moment, I'll take you to the DBSI Ideation Center, where we'll dig into the research behind this shift. But first, what does the data actually say about where the industry is heading? We are now at the DBSI Ideation Center in Chandler, Arizona, where branch concepts like Arizona Financials are prototyped and tested before they are built. DBSI sponsored the research behind this video, and what surrounds us here reflects exactly where the data is pointing. Our 2026 Digital Banking Report on the future of branch banking surveyed financial institutions from across the country on branch strategies. Three findings stand out more than any other. First, most institutions are not abandoning branches. They're redesigning them or rebuilding them. 81% plan to invest at current levels or above over the next 3 to 5 years. Only 3% are actually cutting their investments. Advisory is now the top priority for branches at 52% of financial institutions. In addition, the typical footprint runs between 1,000 and 3,000 square foot, much smaller, more purposeful, built for conversations. If your branches are still designed primarily for transactions as they were 50 years ago, they are misaligned, and how your customers engage today is being missed. Secondly, physical and digital are not competing strategies. They reinforce each other. Branches must drive trust, visibility, and ultimately more digital engagement. Mortgage decisions, small business financing, financial planning. These conversations happen in person, and they drive relationships that play out across every channel. Which brings me back to Bank of America. William Smeda runs all 3,600 of B of A's financial centers. They spent a decade cutting their network from 6,000 branches to 3,700. Then they turned around and committed $5 million per location to add 150 new centers by 2027. Why did they do this? Because they discovered that when they open a new branch, digital sales and digital activity in that market jumps by 50% or more. Physical presence does not compete with digital. It actually accelerates it. If you treat physical and digital channels as separate strategies, you risk underperforming in both delivery networks. The biggest challenge in branch transformation that we found in our report is not construction or technology. In fact, 38% of banking executives say inconsistent execution across markets is their biggest risk. The strategy is clear, the vision is written, but it looks different in every market. Different staffing, different experiences, different results, which takes different implementations. The institutions that win will not be the ones with the best strategy. They will be the ones that executed the best. But execution starts with one variable that nobody budgets for correctly, and it's the one that determines whether any of this actually works. You can build the perfect branch, right size footprint, advisory layout, technology that actually works, and it will not matter if the people inside are still thinking like tellers. Moving from a transaction model to an advisory model requires a different set of skills completely. Follow me as I show you some of the ideas we're using. Our research shows that the institutions closing this gap the fastest are doing both simultaneously, training existing staff and bringing in advisory talent from the outside. Because upskilling alone takes too long, and external hiring alone brings capability without continuity. Without the institutional knowledge and member relationships, your existing staff have built years building. The branch of the future requires advisors, not processors. And the institutions getting this right did not wait for the building to open before they started building the team. So what is the decision that separates the institutions building something lasting from the ones just updating furniture? The debate about whether branches have a future is over. 81% investing at current levels or above, 3% cutting. Bank of America committing $5 million per location to build 150 new centers. branches. Branches aren't disappearing. The question is, what kind of branch are you building? Are you rebuilding around advisory or modernizing the aesthetics while keeping transaction models the same underneath? Are you investing in branch technology with the same priority as digital channels, or is it sitting dead last on your agenda? Are you building advisory talent in parallel with physical design, or are you treating it simply as phase 2 of the problem? And the question underneath all three is your branch a financial asset or financial burden? Because your digital competitors have zero physical delivery costs, not one lease, not 1 square foot of branch space. Your branches will only survive that competition if they generate more value than they cost. After more than 50 years watching this industry evolve, one thing is abundantly clear. Technology rarely eliminates human connection. It just changes where that connection matters most. The branch still plays a powerful role in that connection. Be sure to download the full 2026 Digital Banking Report on the future of branch strategy using the link below. And be sure to catch my full interview with William Smeda from Bank of America on the Banking Transformed podcast. If you want to know more about what is going on in the industry, make sure you download the report that's hyperlinked in the description below.